Okay, well, thank you all very much for being here today. This is a really exciting moment for our city. It's exciting because it's something that people have been talking about in Tulsa for a while, but it took leaders in this community pulling together across the silos that I think we're all too often assumed to be within to make it happen. It also represents the belief that we can do better by addressing causes than just by putting folks in jail. For all of our history as a city up until today, if folks had a drug and alcohol problem in Tulsa and happened to have an encounter with law enforcement because of public intoxication, we treated them just like we would any other criminal and put them in jail without ever helping to address the root cause of why they might be running into law enforcement personnel in the first place. Today marks the end of that approach. Today marks a better path forward where the City of Tulsa partners with knowledgeable people in the nonprofit sector who can help our neighbors in need. And by the way, in doing so, we're also being much more fiscally responsible. We're saving hundreds of thousands of dollars by doing this. We're making better use of officer time, but most importantly, we're going to save the lives of people in Tulsa. There's no doubt in my mind by having this facility in place. So I want to thank first my colleagues on the City Council who agreed to fund this program and did so unanimously. Every single one of the city councilors was on board with this when it was somewhat of an outside-the-box approach. I want to thank 12 and 12 and their supporters for stepping up to be a nonprofit partner with the City of Tulsa on this and generously providing the facility and doing the fundraising to outfit it. I want to thank the leadership in our police department, especially Deputy Chief Jonathan Brooks, who's been the expert on this for years, working to make this happen at the city. I want to thank our neighbors and our colleagues in Oklahoma City who took several of us over to let them see how they operate their facility. Councilor Gilbert and I got to see that, and it really helped open our eyes to the opportunity that we had before us here in Tulsa. I want to thank the Hardesty Family Foundation for their generosity in equipping this facility and funding the infrastructure build out. When you see this, for those of you who were with us a few months ago when we did the groundbreaking, if you will, on it, it's hard to believe it's the same facility. It is a night and day transformation, just as I think the service that will be provided here is going to be a night and day transformation for the lives of the Tulsans who go through this facility. So I am today as mayor here mostly just with tremendous gratitude for so many of the people that are here today that pulled together to make this happen. And on behalf of all the Tulsans whose lives we're going to improve because of this, I want to say thank you. Now I want to introduce who will be speaking on behalf of all our colleagues on the City Council, the counselor who represents this area where this facility will be housed, but also has been a tremendous champion of public safety, who went on that very first trip with me over to Oklahoma City with Chief Brooks to visit with their police chief, who told us this was one of the most important resources they had at their disposal. Please join me in welcoming City Councilor Karen Gilbert.
Thank you, Mayor. As the mayor said, I guess it was a few years ago, wasn't it? It just seems like it was yesterday. But Mayor Bynum, I almost called you counselor again, sorry. Some things never change. Mayor Bynum and I had gone down to Oklahoma City with Deputy Chief Brooks to visit their facility to see what it was all about. We heard everything about it from Commissioner White, and the police chief, Chief City in Oklahoma City. And we just wanted to get down there to see what it was all about and what we could do here in Tulsa. And when we went down there to tour the facility, it was the most basic facility that they were having such huge strides in changing people's lives. So all it was just a couple rooms with a few cots, and then just letting people sleep, and then once they got up, give them some beans and cornbread, and then they were ready to go. So, but the major point of this program is, again, like Mayor Bynum had mentioned, is offering other resources to people rather than incarcerating them and not getting to the root of the problem. So very, very grateful for 12 and 12 for letting us partner with them to open this facility. Also, when we had talked about it and trying to decide where could we put this facility, and when it came up to 12 and 12, being in my district, of course, there were some constituents that weren't too excited about it, but then once they found out what the program was all about, they were all over it and said, yes, 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 we want it, we want it. So with it being here in District 5, we're honored to have it here, but also we're so excited to be able to help out our police officers who, rather than going downtown and booking people in jail, right now this is the best spot, right in the middle of the highway intersections, to where officers can just pull in, come in, enter individuals, hop back into their squad cars, and then back out, whether it's north, south, east, wherever they're patrolling. So we're very, very excited to have it here, and so glad to see it finally coming to. Thank you. And now, lo and behold, am I introducing you next? I thought I was introducing Brian. I think I'm introducing Brian Day, who is the CEO for 12 and 12.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome to 12 and 12. Welcome to the opening of the Tulsa Sobering Center. Could not be more proud for our organization to be of service to the city of Tulsa, to the Tulsa Police Department, and literally all of our stakeholders who have been talking and then taking action steps into today's grand opening. As Mayor Bynum and Councilor Gilbert said, a lot goes into this, and we're very honored to operate this new and exciting program. And I think one of the big benefits, as is being intimated, is the opportunity for a continuum of care. And I know in the press release that will come out today, this statement's made, and I'm going to read it here now. Operating the Tulsa Sobering Center in the Hardesty Wing at our main facility will allow us to connect participants who suffer from alcoholism and other addictions to opportunities to access nationally accredited rehab programs for substance abuse treatment. And I think that is certainly the difference. That's the game changer. That's the strategy. That's the appropriate data that we look forward to releasing to this community. The exciting part of this is helping people. We certainly recognize there's an economic impact to savings, but the exciting part for us is this is in our mission. This gets to do exactly what we love doing, which is helping those in our community who are suffering. Not everybody who enters the Tulsa Sobering Center is going to have that. Some people will just have made kind of a bad decision, and we're certainly here for everyone who is Tulsa Police deems this is an appropriate facility for a up to 12-hour period of time. It is obviously an outdoor event, so I'm going to keep my remarks very, very brief. There are so many people to thank but I do want to certainly thank the City of Tulsa and Michelle Hardesty for the funding to 12 and 12. Thank you very much, and with that, I'm going to come back up to the podium, and I will sort of kick off the ribbon cutting ceremony here in just a minute, but prior to that, help me welcome Michelle Hardesty.
Thank you, everybody, for being here. No long speech here either, but our foundation is extremely excited to be part of the City of Tulsa's new Sobering Center. We could not be more proud to partner with 12 and 12 and the city in their compassionate efforts to treat addiction. We have always seen addiction as a dual part of many equations. I feel that in most of the serious underlying problems in society, addiction plays a major role. If you look at domestic violence, homelessness, teen dropout, mental illness, or surveyed the prison population, you would find that a majority are suffering from addiction-related issues. And until we address this underlying issue, we will be very hard-pressed to solve many of these other matters that are tearing apart the fabric of our community and society. We feel this contribution will directly and indirectly serve our community in a most profound way. I want to thank everyone who made it possible, and this is cutting edge. This is system changing, and it took a lot of great ideas, and there were a lot of people that brought it into reality, and I am very excited to see the results of how it works, how many people's lives are changing, and how much money we can save our city. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you. Now, as I mentioned, we have one person at the city who has really championed this every step of the way, and it's a great pleasure for me to introduce our Deputy Chief of Police, Jonathan Brooks.
Well, I know there's a lot of excited people here, but I don't think anybody's more excited than I am, because this is a lot of years of work coming to a closure here. Not really a closure, but maybe just a new beginning. But I have to say that no one person could ever do this alone. This took a true community effort. And to me, that's community policing, right? Working with our people to solve problems, and working with the 12 and 12 and the Hardesty family and so many others. There's just too many to name. I don't want to duplicate efforts here, so I want to just say a couple things. This puts Tulsa on the map. I don't know of another city that has a sobering center to this level and this quality, right? And I challenge anybody, if you can find one, let me know about it, because we've visited everywhere. And this is the next level. And people are going to be coming to Tulsa wondering what we did here right now and how they can improve their city. And I'm talking about every city in this United States, okay? But if there's three things I want you to take away from this, is this. It's about the person, everybody saves, and it's about your police department being more efficient. So it's about the person, because somebody that has intoxication problems or substance abuse problems, it's good for them, because they come here, they don't get a criminal record, they don't have to worry about jail, bond, court fines, court fees, missing days of work. But most importantly, we get them into a therapeutic environment, and these experts right here from 12 and 12 give them the treatment they need and get them back to being the Tulsans that everybody and they want to be. The second is everybody saves. The cost of jailing somebody for public intox alone is astronomical, right? We all agree on that, and that jail's not the place for them. It's right here. So we're all going to save, because this reduces the amount of money that the city of Tulsa spends on jailing people. This is true jail diversion by itself. And lastly is about your police department. You have the best police department in this United States as well. These officers out there are the most educated. Thank you. The most educated and professional department anywhere, and I've visited a lot of them. But these men and women are out here fighting the daily fight and struggles to keep this city safe. And adding this tool to their repertoire is going to be monumental. Instead of spending hours booking someone in the jail, they're going to spend minutes bringing them here and then handing them over to the hands of the professionals that know how to resolve the issues that are going on in their lives. So for that, I can't say enough about our police department and the men and women that are out there on the streets. We'll get them back out now and get them on the higher pressing crime issues that everybody wants us to be involved in. So with that, I just want to say one last time, thank you to everyone. Thank you for the support, Mayor. Most of all, thank you, because if it wasn't for you, this wouldn't have been funded through the city. And so thank you for taking the time to listen. Maybe I was complaining a lot. I don't know, and he just got tired of listening to it. So, and Counselor, thank you too. We did a lot of community meetings around this area to talk and explain to everybody what a sobering center really is. So I hope you take the opportunity to ask everybody questions later on about what it really is. But for that, I just want to say and thank you again for coming out today.
All right, guys. Whenever you want to. 1, 2, 3.